Hi, my name is Terri Sproul and I want to welcome you to my studio today. Today I'm going to talk about how to make a scene with stamps. This is something that intimidates a lot of people, of how to take multiple stamps and make a great background or a scene. So hopefully I'm going to take some intimidation out of that today for you. So we're going to start with a white piece of paper, or you can actually even use a canvas or a board. This is actually a board. It's called Echo Art Board. And all of the stamps and all of the supplies I'm using are from stampo.com, and that's S-T-A-M-P-O. First thing I'm going to do is make a background for my scene. And I'm going to use this awesome background stamp called, it's a crackle background, because what I'm going to try to do is make my image look like it's an old canvas and it's all cracked, and you know, it's been there forever. So, and I'm not going to worry about making my image, my stamp, this particular stamp, perfect, because it's going to barely show when we're done. So I'm using the lightest brown ink I have, and when you make a scene you need a variety of colors of stamps, from the dark, inks, from a dark ink to a really light ink. Because if you think about stamps or images, you have to think about depth. And the best way to get depth is using different colors. So, I'm using the lightest brown I have, and it happens to be called Haystack, and it's from Stuart Superior. It's a palette ink. So that's my background stamp. So I have my background now. Now I need to think about my main images. My first main image I want to use is this awesome, I love this stamp. It's a haunted mansion. And I'm going to use a really, really dark brown ink for this image. And this one actually is called Art Print Brown. And again, it is from Stuart Superior. And again, this stamp is from Viva Las Vegastamps. Now I want my stamped image over here in the corner, so I'm going to go way over here, and I'm almost going to stamp off the board, or your piece of paper, or your canvas, whatever you're using. Because if you think about a scene, if you take a picture of a scene, you don't get it all in there. So there's that. Love, 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 love. Now I also need, I always kind of stamp my main images first. So I've got this great haunted tree, so it's going to be next. And I'm going to go with a really, again, a nice dark brown ink, because again, it's kind of my main image. And I'm going to use a burnt umber, inking this stamp all up. Now when you do this at home, remember you have more than 15 minutes to do this. I only have 15 minutes, so I'm going to be kind of quick. Again, I'm going to stamp off my image here. See how I'm going off the board? Okay. Now, I have this really cool 3 witches flying in the sky here. They're going to go up on the top. They're going to be flying by. And I'm going to use a really dark black ink for this one. I prefer Indian ink, but you can use whatever black ink you happen to have. There goes my witches up in the top corner. And while I have my black ink out, I'm also going to stamp. It's a witch with a she's brewing up something here. So I'm going to put her down here. Kind of sitting right here. Okay. Now, one of the things you also need to think about when you're making an image is things can't float. In nature, things don't float. She isn't going to sit there floating. She's got to be anchored somehow. When I think about anchoring things, I think about using things like grass stamps is a great one. So I'm going to take this little tiny grass stamp, I'm going to ink it up with some landscape, and I'm going to put some grass right around the bottom of her. And that's going to anchor her almost instantly. So now she's anchored, and I can actually put some more grass around like the tree here. So he again is anchored. So much better. Another main image I'm going to use here is this. I love this stamp from Viva Las Vegastamps. It is a scarecrow with a pumpkin head, and he also has some kind of creature on his shoulder. I think it is a vulture. And I'm going to do that again in a nice dark ink. And I'm actually going to use 3 different colors on this particular one. Where's my black? There's my black. Okay. So I'm going to try to ink his body up using this cognac. Again, kind of a brown ink. And then I'm going to take my black and I'm going to try to touch just that creature he's got on his shoulder. And I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to try to ink just his face. Okay. I'm going to ink him and put him, down here. Okay. Now that one didn't work out really good, but you know, you guys get the idea of what I'm trying to do. And I screwed up there because my ink wasn't working all over my... I also want to see how this this image has a bridge coming off and it's going off to nowhere. Bad. Can't have that. So I'm going to take this grass, and that bridge is going to come off into this grass, this nolly grass here. So now it looks like it's going somewhere. Much better. Okay. Also, when you think about your images, you're going to have images coming in from the side, like a branch from a tree or something. I'm going to use this pine tree leaf here. And I'm going to use a dark brown ink, dark green ink. And I'm going to have it coming off the side, coming into my image. See that? Should ink that up again. So I have, it looks like there's something over here. There's a tree over here coming into my scene. See how that really stands out? I like that look. Okay, and again, when you're at home, you're going to take a lot more time than I am. Now I need to bring in some color into this and really anchor this image. So I want to start with my sky. I'm going to use a chalk ink for my sky, and I'm actually using a lavender, and it really kind of gives you that scary sky look. I don't know why, but it does. It's a good color. And when I ink, play with my inks in the background here, I work really quickly. If you see how my hand's moving really quickly, I kind of work in circular motions too, so I don't get any hard images from my either my makeup sponge or even my cut and dry. And I also ink around my main images so that they don't get too smeared up. And I don't put a lot of that on there because I'm going to come back with some brown ink here in a minute. Raw sienna is one of my favorites. And I'm going to come in and fill that in even more. Oh, see how that's really giving me depth already? Come really strong with your ink right around your base of your images too. That also helps anchor things. It looks like it's not floating on the ground anymore, that it's actually part of the scene. Gives you more of what you're trying to achieve here. See how this is coming along really nicely already? It's too bad I screwed him up. But again, you guys won't do that because you'll take more time than I am to make this scene look really awesome. And don't stop there. See, I have this little cool little pumpkin here. I'm going to take that pumpkin. I'm going to ink it up with some orange ink. Make sure I get him going the right way. And he's going to sit right there by that tree. And again, if you need to, you can anchor him a little better. Also take a rock. I have a rock here. And rocks work out really well because they give you, again, something to anchor to. Also, I like to take really small trees. Have this really small tree image, and I'm going to use a really light color ink on that because again it's going to fade into the background. If you think about an image that you're looking at, it's going to be really way back there, this tree, and it's going to not have a lot of color to it. So I'm going to take a really soft brown ink and come in here and kind of make a forest real quickly right here where this bridge is coming off. It's coming off into this meadow and this forest. And don't worry about overlapping your trees because again, in nature, trees overlap each other. It's okay, they're allowed to. And also think about stamping, only inking once, and maybe putting another image in there, because it'll make it even further back, way back there. So we're coming along really good here. You can come in with some colored pencils or markers, whatever your little heart desires, and put some more detail in there, like the fire down there from her, where she has got her little mystery brewing going on here. You can put some fire down there. If I got a good stamp on him, I would come in and color his image in. See here on the original how I colored in his head a lot better. So you see how I got a lot of depth and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? The image looks real. It looks like it's really been there. It looks like a picture. All these stamps again are from Viva Las Vegastamps at stampo.com, and you can visit me at terrisproul.blogspot.com. Thanks for stopping by. I hope I took some of the intimidation of making a scene away from you and that you challenge this. Have a good day.